This could have never been done without your support. Thank you, and for the ones who have not yet subscribed. Please subscribe and help us get to the next milestone. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon for notifications for our latest stories. Share a like if you like this story. Also, please share your thoughts on this story. Let's start with the story. I never thought I'd find myself in this situation, discovering my wife, Jane's affair with Chad. 10 years of what I believed was a happy relationship came crashing down a few months ago. The betrayal hit hard, and I needed an outlet for my anger and hurt. When I stumbled upon those incriminating Facebook messages from Chad, I knew I had to handle the situation differently than just exploding in anger. My brother's advice echoed in my mind, urging me to be methodical and make sure there were consequences. I didn't want to regret not taking action later. After days of plotting and scheming, an idea formed in my mind: nuclear revenge that would not only help me heal, but also teach Jan a lesson. I reached out to Chad's wife, Sarah, on Facebook. Surprisingly, she was calm and collected about the whole ordeal. And to my shock, she wanted revenge too. Sarah and I hatched a devious plan to go on a date and intentionally be seen by Jane and Chad, turning the tables on them. It felt like the perfect way to make them taste their own medicine. Though hesitant at first, the more I thought about it, the more I loved the idea. As Friday approached, the night when Jane and Chad were supposed to meet, I played along with Jane's plans, my heart pounding with anticipation. Sarah and I knew the swanky bar in the other part of the city was their rendezvous point. On the agreed-upon night, Jane left thinking she was just heading out with a friend for dinner and shopping. Chad, on the other hand, fed Sarah a story about going acts, throwing with his buddies. Little did they know what awaited them. Sarah and I dressed up looking our absolute best. The adrenaline was pumping as Sarah and I prepared for our night on the town, a night that was meant to be a play of revenge. We talked excitedly in the car, acknowledging the sadness and frustration underlying our actions. Arriving at the bar, we spotted Jane and Chad in a cozy corner, blissfully unaware of what was about to unfold. Hand in hand, Sarah and I walked over to a table strategically placed within view, but not immediately noticeable. We ordered drinks and appetizers, stealing glances at Jane and Chad until they finally noticed us. The shock on their faces was priceless, eyes wide, like they'd seen a ghost. I could almost hear the gears turning in their heads as they grappled with the unexpected turn of events. Sarah whispered that they had seen us, urging me to kiss her. Initially hesitant, I gave in, sharing a long, passionate kiss fueled by our mutual anger. Rubbing my eyes and peeking through my hands, I could see the chaos unfolding at their table. They were a whirlwind of emotions, furious, exposed, confused. After about 15 minutes of our laughter and flirting, Chad mustered the courage to confront us. Stammering, he tried to pass off the situation as a huge coincidence, demanding to know what was happening. I played it cool, acting as if running into him was no big deal. "Hey, Chad," I said casually, as if we were old friends. "What a surprise to see you here." Sarah and I just decided to grab a drink for the hell of it. "You remember Sarah, don't you? She's your wife." Chad's face turned beet red, and he started to stutter even more. Jane, watching the entire interaction from their table, looked horrified, and on the verge of tears. Before Chad could say anything else, Sarah chimed in. "Oh, come on, Chad. It's not like we're doing anything wrong. We're just two people having a good time, just like you and Jane." The look on their faces was absolutely priceless. They were caught red-handed, and the reality of their infidelity had hit them. Chad, clearly at a loss for words, mumbled some excuse about needing to use the restroom and quickly disappeared. Jane couldn't bear the weight of her own deceit any longer. She stood up from her seat, tears streaming down her face, and stormed out of the bar. It was evident that she never expected to be on the receiving end of the consequences of her affair. With our mission accomplished, Sarah and I shared a high five and a knowing glance. The satisfaction of turning the tables on our cheating spouses was indescribable. We lingered at the bar, finishing our drinks and getting to know each other better. Despite the circumstances that brought us together, we realized we had a lot in common and enjoyed each other's company. As the night progressed, Sarah and I exchanged stories about our marriages, the attempts to make things work and the subsequent letdowns by our partners. Sharing my pain with someone who understood it deeply was therapeutic. When it was time to leave, I took Sarah home, and we promised to keep in touch. We knew difficult conversations and decisions lay ahead. But at least we had each other for support. Over the next few weeks, both of our marriages crumbled. Jane and Chad were remorseful, but it was too little, too late. Sarah and I supported each other through the process of filing for divorce and dealing with the emotional fallout. In the end, our revenge plot did more than just teach our cheating spouses a lesson. It brought together two people dealing with immense heartache, giving us the strength to move on from the past. While Sarah and I aren't a couple, we become great friends. The future is uncertain, but the support we've provided each other has been invaluable. So there you have it. My story of nuclear revenge on my cheating wife and her affair partner while executed. What do you think? Is there anything you would have done differently? Let us know in the comments below. Dear listener, if you have reached this far, please click on the subscribe button. It will be a great help.